If you have been trying to take action on something important and you keep freezing, avoiding it, or feeling like you are physically incapable of starting, this is not a motivation problem. This is not about discipline. This is not even about time management. What you are experiencing is a nervous system issue. And until you understand that, no productivity hack in the world is going to work. This video is for you if you are the kind of person who knows exactly what you need to do. You can see it clearly in your mind. You have made lists. You have set reminders. You have even told yourself that tomorrow will be different. But when the moment comes, something inside you shuts down. You feel heavy. You feel stuck. You tell yourself you are lazy or weak or broken, but here is what I want you to know. You are none of those things. What you are is someone whose nervous system does not feel safe enough to move forward, and that is not a character flaw. That is a wiring issue, and it can be addressed. I am Dr. Hannah. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I have been working with adults in New York for over 22 years. Most of my clients are high-functioning, intelligent, self-aware people who come to me feeling confused about why they cannot do the thing they know they should do. And what I have learned again and again is this: when someone is stuck, it is almost never because they lack information. It is because their body does not feel safe enough to act on that information. And today, I want to help you understand why. Let me explain what is actually happening when you freeze. Your nervous system is designed to keep you alive. That is its primary job, and one of the ways it does that is by scanning your environment for threat. Now, most of us think of threat as something physical, a loud noise, a car swerving toward you. But your nervous system does not distinguish between physical threat and emotional threat. If something feels dangerous, even if it is just emotionally uncomfortable, your nervous system will respond the same way it would to a physical danger. It will activate your stress response. And here is what most people do not realize. Your stress response is not just fight or flight. There is a third option: freeze. When your nervous system detects a threat that you cannot fight and you cannot flee from, it shuts you down. You go into what is called a dorsal vagal state. Your energy drops. Your motivation disappears. You feel foggy, disconnected, almost paralyzed. And this is where people get confused, because from the outside, it looks like laziness. It looks like procrastination. But from the inside, it feels like your body is refusing to cooperate. You are not being lazy. You are being protected. Your nervous system has decided that moving forward feels too dangerous. And until you can show your nervous system that it is safe to act, you will stay stuck. There is a concept in Japanese psychology called ma. It refers to the space between things, the pause, the stillness, the gap. In Western culture, we often see stillness as wasted time. But in Japanese thinking, ma is essential. It is the breath between actions, the silence between notes in music, the pause that allows you to notice what is actually happening inside you. When you are stuck, your body is creating ma. It is creating space, and that space is not a failure. It is a signal. Your body is saying, something does not feel right. I need you to slow down and pay attention. The problem is, most of us have been conditioned to override that signal. We have been taught that hesitation is weakness, that slowing down is falling behind. So we push harder. We force ourselves. We try to willpower our way through. And what happens? We burn out. We shut down even more. Because the nervous system does not respond to force. It responds to safety. So the question becomes, how do you build that safety? Here is what most self-help content will not tell you. You cannot always regulate your nervous system on your own. Human beings are wired for co-regulation. That means we regulate through connection with others, a calm presence, a safe relationship, someone who can hold space for us without trying to fix us. Think about a time when you felt stuck And then you talk to someone who just listened. They did not give you advice. They did not tell you to try harder. They just sat with you. And afterward, you felt a little lighter, a little more capable. That is co-regulation. But here is the problem. If you have spent years forcing yourself to act, you have trained your nervous system to associate action with stress, with pressure, with threat. And now, even when you are alone, your body anticipates that pressure. It braces for it, and so it freezes before you even begin. This is why willpower fails, because willpower is still force, and force activates the same threat response you are trying to escape. So what do you do instead? The first step is to stop labeling your inaction as failure. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out. Every time you judge yourself for not taking action, you are reinforcing the very threat that is keeping you stuck. Your nervous system hears, I am bad, I am broken, I am not enough. And when your nervous system hears that, it shuts down even more. Because if you are already broken, why bother trying? Instead, what if you started treating your inaction as information? What if, instead of asking, why am I so lazy, you asked, what is my body trying to protect me from? Because that is what is happening. Your body is not sabotaging you. It is protecting you from something it perceives as a threat. Maybe it is the threat of failure. Maybe it is the threat of judgment. Maybe it is the threat of being seen. Maybe it is the threat of realizing that even if you succeed, nothing will change. Whatever it is, your body is trying to keep you safe. And the first step to moving forward is acknowledging that. So here is what building safety actually looks like. It is not about forcing yourself to act. It is about creating conditions that make action feel less threatening. That might mean breaking the task down into something so small it feels almost silly. Not writing the entire email, just opening your inbox, not going to the gym, just putting on your shoes. It might mean changing your environment. If your desk is where you feel the most pressure, do not sit at your desk. Sit somewhere else, somewhere that does not carry the same weight. It might mean giving yourself permission to fail, to do it badly, to not finish. Because if your nervous system knows that failure is allowed, it will feel safer to try. And it might mean slowing down enough to notice what is actually happening in your body. Are you holding your breath? Are your shoulders tense? Is your chest tight? Because if you can notice those signals, you can start to interrupt the freeze response before it takes over completely. This is not about fixing yourself. This is about learning to work with your nervous system instead of against it. I want you to hear this clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is trying to keep you safe. The fact that you are stuck does not mean you are broken. It means you are human. And the fact that you've been pushing yourself for so long, trying so hard to just get yourself to move, tells me that you are not lazy. You are exhausted. You are exhausted from fighting your own body, from trying to override signals that are there for a reason. And I know it feels like everyone else has figured this out, like everyone else just does the thing without all this internal resistance. But that is not true. What you are experiencing is more common than you think. You are just one of the few people honest enough to admit it. Now, here is the thing. This video is not going to solve everything for you, because understanding why you are stuck is not the same as knowing how to get unstuck. And I did that on purpose, because the goal of this video is not to give you another checklist, another set of steps to force yourself through. The goal is to help you see that what you are experiencing is not a failure. It is a signal. And once you can see that, once you can stop fighting your nervous system and start working with it, the next step becomes possible. In the next video, I am going to walk you through exactly how to build that safety, how to move forward without forcing it, how to take action in a way that feels grounded instead of panicked, But for today, I just want you to sit with this. Your body is not broken. It is protecting you. And that protection makes sense. If this resonated with you, I want to invite you to subscribe, not because I am going to give you productivity hacks, not because I am going to motivate you, but because I am going to help you rebuild trust with yourself. And that process takes time. It is not a one video fix. It is a journey of learning to work with your body instead of against it. So, if you are tired of forcing yourself, if you are ready to try something different, subscribe, because we are just getting started. I will see you in the next one.